Hello, everyone. Diana Rankin here with your monthly predictions from Philip for the month of June 2021. I can't believe we're halfway through 2021 already. But let's get going, even though where I am, it's chilly today. Oh, I want a summer back. And it's coming in just a couple of weeks. We will celebrate summer solstice this month. So happy summer solstice to everyone. We will also get a message from Philip's book, The Master's Book of Answers by Philip. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with this book, we just flip through and open to any page, and each page has a different wisdom on it. And so we will get that as soon as I give you the predictions for this month. Here we go. Okay, here's what Philip has to tell us. Expect the unexpected during this month. There will be upsets and also pleasant surprises depending on your view. What is an upset for one will be a pleasure for another. Expect passions to run high and often counterintuitive. Not all will be understood, and so it will be necessary to work a bit harder to understand the other and to communicate for the benefit of all. Like the strong and unstable emotions of this month, the weather too is unstable. Wildfires will begin on the West Coast and in the panhandle of Texas. They could often be averted if people took precautions, but they don't and won't. Those few who will take precautions will find themselves in a circle of safety. Islands in the South Pacific will see an increase in high tides with larger than average waves. All coastal areas will experience wind. Caution is to be noted. And I think when he's talking about all coastal areas, he means around the whole earth. Wind will be strong and erratic around the planet. Of course, I should have just read the next sentence, right? There will be the destruction of a castle temple in the area called the Middle East. No lives will end from this. I don't know what a castle temple is, but we'll find out perhaps, unfortunately. Many will notice a change in the animals this month. The notice will be seen in those you call pets. The changes will be up to the individual, but you may notice the pet is listening to a voice other than yours. Consider this an angelic voice that gives your pet insight into human behavior. This will aid the communication between you. It will also create a more interdependent relationship between you, or else a more independent relationship for the pet. So our pets will be either more dependent upon us or less, depending upon the pet. The world will be most interested in U.S. politics this month. Policies to take effect will affect all. Expect trade to tighten before it loosens. Prices will be affected. It is not yet right for the increase of products to take place. This month will provide opportunities to learn to live with less and also to be more generous. This is a time to begin reaching toward evening the financial gap in all countries. If generosity is not shown, it will be given elsewhere. By this, we mean to look at money as a means to aid yourself and others rather than an end in itself. If one is unable to do this, they will begin to find unusual expenses occur. Although many are anxious to get out and about, we ask you to not ignore or neglect the inner journey many of you have begun over this year. We suggest balance is needed. Not yet is there to come the surprise many are seeking concerning the former U.S. president. An announcement may come at the end of the month, but the energy is still uncertain. It looks like it will be later in the summer. This month will go well and be joyful for those who work toward communication and understanding. Work to balance the inner and outer life and use this month to develop and trust their own inner guidance. For those who wish it to be so, it can be a month of thankfulness and celebration, even if the celebration is as small and yet as big as witnessing the sunrise. Those are our predictions for the month of June 2021. Well, hello, Nikki. It's afternoon where you are. Yes, I'm on Eastern Daylight Time, and it's just a little bit after 1. Hello, Debbie. Well, hello, Greg, coming in from the West Coast. Greg is. So good to see all of you so much. Shall we get our message? This is our soul message for the month from Philip. So what we do with this is we just flip through and we find a page. If you heard left, then you and I are if you heard right, you and I are in sync with our intuition. If you heard left, that's a message that you need to pay special close attention to, because that's a message for you. Hello, Nikki. He is in New Mexico, and it's 11 a.m. there, so it's a Sunday morning where you are. And I think New Mexico, are you on the same, well, no, you would be 2 hours. No, you're 3 hours. New Mexico's 3 hours. I tend to get time changes, especially when I'm working with international clients. Oh my, I usually expect your help. So here we go for the right. Every book begins with a blank page. I love that. Every book begins with a blank page. And if we look at that, the way we just heard our message, we get to write on that blank page this month. And it's up to us what kind of a month we're going to have. We're going to have a joyful month if we do those things that Philip said. Let me go back and read those pieces. Those things he told us. It'll be a joyful month if this month will go well and be joyful for those who work toward communication and understanding, work to balance the inner and outer life, and use this month to develop and trust their trust their own inner guidance. For those who wish it to be so, it can be a month of thankfulness and celebration, even if the celebration is as small and yet as big as witnessing the sunrise. So remember, every book begins with a blank page. What are you going to write on the blank page this month? Write the sunrise. If you heard left, here's what a message for you. When all else is lost, you still have yourself. When all else is lost, you still have yourself. So, hello, Debbie. It's 10:10 in California. And Music Watch, Pablo says hello. It's 1:09 in Georgia's, and you heard left. So just keep in mind that when all else is lost, you still have yourself. So that could mean it could be an emotion. It doesn't necessarily mean the death, but it could be an emotion that you feel this year or this month. And it's just, Philip is telling you, you have yourself, no matter what else happens in the world. And I want to say also, don't let the world get to you this month. I think that's going to be important, that we need to reach for understanding, to understand even those we feel we can't possibly have anything in common with or can't understand. So understand you still have yourself, and let's reach out. It's an opportunity to get to know ourselves a little bit better. As Philip also reminded us, we're going to want to get out into the world this month. Do so with a little bit of caution or balance. That's the better word, not caution, but do so with the balance. Don't suddenly go rushing out. Do so with the balance of keeping working on that inner world. That's going to become increasingly important, I think, as we go through this next year, to really understand ourselves a little bit better. And I think that those of you who got left, that's what you're being asked to do, to really understand yourself and take that inner journey, because that, I can't stress that strongly enough. That is going to be the most important journey of your life that you will ever take, is the inner journey. So, my friends, I'm so grateful that you all came, and those in California and Georgia and New Mexico. It's so fun to find out where everyone's from. So I remind you, this is our monthly predictions, and on Fridays, I try to do it. I'm doing it a little bit earlier where we answer questions that viewers send in. So I'm usually there around sometime between 12 and sometimes it gets as late as 3, but Friday afternoon, 12:30, 1 o'clock or so. I come on and I answer questions that you've presented. So if you have questions, we do ask that they be universal appeal, that they're not just a personal question. If you do have personal questions, please give me a call and we'll set up a session for you. My number's on the website, my contact information, and it's also right here below. So put your questions in the comments. I will see them there. Email them to me or even give me a call. I don't always get to answer the phone. I don't always get to all the emails very quickly or the comments here, but eventually I will and get your question in the queue. In the meantime, go back, and if any question we've had over these last couple of years interests you, watch that video. Well, my friends, until Friday, next Friday, when we answer the next question that one of you sent in, or until the end of June, because this time is going so quickly. I can't believe it's the end of the month already. Debbie, thank you. I'm so glad you're with us today. And Music Watch Pablo and Nikki and Greg, and so glad you've all joined us today. Thank you for the love that you send out into the world. Thank you for the love that you send us. Hello, Sherry, and she's saying hello to all who have joined us. Thank you for receiving the love that we send to you. I'm here for you, my friends. Thank you for being here for me. Goodbye for now. See you next time.